Hello Big Macs, welcome back to another unboxing slash album review. So yes, Big Macs, today I'm very excited because it is just another reason for me just to gush about my love for these boys right here, BTS, because today I'm finally here and I'm going to be reviewing their new album, Love Yourself Answers, as well. I did pick up a physical copy that I'll be opening later on in this video as well. Yes, now normally I know when I do these album reviews and unboxing that I've done them in two separate videos. I just felt like I'm just going to combine this all into one because I can't wait to film a review and then open this. I'd rather just do it all in one so I can add another. These two boys over there, Jimin and Jin, they need a third member to be there as soon as possible. So that's what this is all just going to be. This is just a very weird explanation for me saying that I'm going to be reviewing and unboxing Love Yourself Answer by BTS, which is fucking amazing. Now, I will say I'm only going to be doing the songs that weren't on previous albums because what they did for Love Yourself Answer, which I'm sure all of you Big Macs know because I'm sure all of you Big Macs have already listened to this beautifulness of an album, is they kind of combined Love Yourself, Her, Love Yourself, Tear, and then put all the new songs as well as a few remixes of songs in Love Yourself Answer. So I'm not going to be reviewing a lot of the older songs. There is a couple that I might review as well just because there's a full length of one song. So there's going to be some exceptions to this rule, but for the most part, I'm just going to stick to the newer songs on Love Yourself Answer. So enough of this just weird explanation. I'm just very excited because it's BTS. This album, Love Yourself Answer, is so fucking good that I'm just very excited again. And they did this album quick too. They just released Love Yourself Tear not that long ago, and then we just get blessed with Love Yourself Answer in the same year. So how? Don't all speak at once. So yes, let's just get into it. Up with the first song, Euphoria. Now, I should say even before I start talking about, because I don't know where I'm going to begin with Euphoria, that each new song that I have, a lot of them have more than 1 star. If you guys know how I do this, I normally just put 1 star for a song if I liked it. A lot of these have 3 or more. Euphoria has 3 because this song, it's just Jungkook. How? Just how? Also too, I should say, I thought Euphoria was going to be a hidden track on Love Yourself Tear. I was not expecting it to be the opening song on this album, but I just can't. So the song starts off with amazing guitars and just the vocals make me want to cry. Jungkook, how? Listen, this guitar and then the piano comes in with his vocals. And then here. And then the drums. We're just going to listen to this entire song, okay? Okay, I'm actually just going to pause this before we actually do end up listening to the entire song. Because I could just go through this entire album. It's so good. So besides just that beginning part, and then when the drums come in, I like how it's that more of that pop snare, but it has this nice reverb on it as well. But the drop that is in this song, the chorus in this song, is so good. And they have those pitched vocals in there, which are amazing. And I literally just wrote covered in chills because when this happened, just how can you not be covered in chills? It's just so good, and the synths are amazing, the vocals are amazing. There's a lot of more kind of subtle synths as well, and I like how before the first chorus it has that kind of break and then that little electronic part into it, and then the vocals in the bridge. And a lot of high notes in this song as well. It's just so fucking beautiful. And then you bring it down at this part. And then the high notes that go into this last chorus are so good. Like, it's, listen to that Jungkook. It's just so fucking good. And the last note that I wrote down here is Jungkook, you beautiful man. Because if you just listen to Euphoria, you'll understand why that last note needed to be said. It's just, it was such a good fucking opening to this album. It was great. And like, they're just improving so fucking much. And I love it. But now let's move on to the next song, Trivia, Just Dance. And oh my God, this song hit me with a lot of Hope World vibes. Because it is, I'm assuming, probably mostly done by J-Hope. Just as soon as it started, I was like, oh, Hope World. That's the exact vibe that I got immediately. Like this, Hope World. It's the first thing that pops into my head. So I immediately knew what this was, and it was already giving me great vibes. I wrote down such a fucking cheesy note here that I'm regretting. Past Ryan, you idiot. Because there's a line where J-Hope says, dance with me, and I wrote, sure, I'll dance with you. What's wrong with me? Again, too, the synths in this song are great, and I like, there's like, in kind of the pre-chorusy part, there is this like weird kind of synth that almost sounds like water drops. Like, let's see if I can find it. Like these ones. Like that. It's kind of like digitally water drops. I don't really know how to explain it. That's all I could write there. Up until like this point in the song, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. But easily my favorite part of this song is this like drop that happens, because it has that stuttery synth with this like deep bass, and then from there it changes up and goes into a bit more of a dance vibe too. So it's just like J-Hope doing his thing like he did on Hope World, and it is fucking amazing. But like this part, I was not expecting the drop that happens. I was expecting it just to go into that dancey part, but it was like a nice break with this amazingness. Like that part, I was not expecting it to do that. I was expecting it to go into the part that is after that, which is just that like dance beat. So this, again, it just shows how fucking crazy J-Hope is, and again, how talented they are, because I was not expecting that drop at all. They're just hitting me with a lot of unexpectedness, and it's amazing. And then from here, it picks up into that like dance part, where it has these great harmonies, and just you need to dance. As you can tell, what my hands just like karate chopping the air right now. I have no control over this. And then his flows are amazing as well. It's just so fucking good. And again, the last note that I wrote down here is this song makes you dance. So it's appropriately titled. Now, next up, I feel like I'm going to take credit for this song being on the album, and that is Serendipity, but a full-length version of Serendipity. And the reason I'm taking credit for this, which is definitely probably nowhere near there true, is because I don't know if many of you Big Macs remember, but when I made my review for Love Yourself, Her, I called it. BTS definitely is watching my videos. You'll see in a second what I said, and it's 100% confirmed that they watched this video and went, you know what? This man's on to something. He knows. Just that part, oh, is so good. The only problem I have with this is that it's just the intro and it is not a full song, because it's too short for me. I need a full song of that, because that is so good. You're welcome. So I'm just gonna assume, because I have a problem, is that BTS watched that video and the review, and then you went, we're making a full Serendipity. Jimin, get back in here. But again, I've already kind of made a review to it, but I felt like since it was a full version, so it went from being like just around 2 minutes or so to being over 4.5 minutes, that I felt like I needed to do a review for this. And this, again, is such a fucking good song that I just needed to talk about it again. So next up, we've got Serendipity. So again, Serendipity, Jimin, this human right here and right there, his voice is so fucking good. It like is crazy. I don't believe that he has that voice, but he does, and he's blessed us with it. So this made me so happy because I know when they've like released the track list for everything, my eyes mainly went to Euphoria because after seeing that video for it, I thought that it was going to be on Love Yourself tier. It wasn't, and they didn't have like a hidden track for it. So my eyes just went to that, and then I immediately just stopped looking because I didn't want to see the rest of the like songs on the album, which is happy for me because when this came up, I was like, oh, they just like put Serendipity back on here. And then I saw in brackets full length edition, and I nearly died. I don't, it's such a good song. Like, and I love these deep vocals here. Like, I don't know why it is about those. I just really like those. But then again, the synths, it's kind of like, I don't know if it is like an actual flute or if it's just the more programmed synth kind of flute, but I really love that sound. Just the entire vibe of this song is so fucking good. And again, Jimin's vocals, the run, I think I talked about the runs in, not in that way, but in my review for Love Yourself, Her. Like this, it's just so good. Like, it's so good. And then I was expecting it after like the initial part where I was like, okay, what did they add here? I like how they had a little break of just like drums and the guitar and more of like the instrumental. And then I like how for the second chorus, they brought it down to just have the acoustic guitars and mostly Jimin. Like they got rid of the drums and a lot more of the synth stuff like this. Like they fool you with like thinking it's gonna go up and then they drop it down and it's so good. And then it goes back into it. Like that was, again, shows great dynamics in their songs. And then I like how it kind of changes up for the bridge in a way where it goes like a lot deeper. Like they have this nice deep synth in there. This. Like it's kind of like takes like a darker turn almost because of that bass. And then it goes back into it and ends how the original one ended. And it is just so good. And I'm so happy that they've made a full length for Serendipity. Still, as it was over a year ago, Serendipity is still a great word to say. And then they play DNA and Dimple, which again, if you wanted to see me review those, go and check out my other reviews for them. But the next new song on this album is Trivia Love and, oh man, RM. This piano, this like nice old school groove. And that bass. Like, it's just so good. This man is fucking crazy at, because I'm assuming that he's also been involved in like producing a lot of these songs as he has been in the past. And it's just so fucking good. I love how this song, like the instrumentation, mostly the piano and the strings, have this very like old school, almost like classic-y kind of vibe to them. Like they could be in some kind of movie from like the 50s or something like that. But then he throws a nice like new school modern hip hop beat on top of that. And he just makes it so good. Like the groove of this song and his flow on top of everything is so well done. And then there's like these nice harmonies in here as well. Like these ones here. Like those harmonies are so good. But I think one of my favorite parts of this song is just because RM is so clever, is there's like an alphabet rap part in this song that when I first heard it, I was like, did he just use the alphabet as part of his rap? Like I've known before when he did Joke, he used Bibbidi Bobbidi and some Disney stuff as part of it, but I was not expecting him to throw in an alphabet into a rap. But it's RM, so he can take any kind of words, any kind of anything you could give him, and he'll turn it into amazing rap. So I don't know why I was surprised by that, but I love this part. Like that, just that whole line there, I was like, I'm sorry, wait, what? Was that just the alphabet? But it's RM, so again, kills it. And then as well too, I love this like ambient bridge that has this nice trumpets in it, like that very faint trumpet. And then they just kind of like build up. Like it's just such a great vibe and groove to this song. And again, the bass in this song as well is very impressive. It's just so fucking good. It's RM at his finest, and it's great. And then it goes Her, Singularity, Fake Love, The Truth Untold, and then we're here with the other new song, Trivia, Seesaw, featuring my lovely boy himself right there, Suga. Again, this song, I'm not sure if it is like more of a saw sounding synth that it starts with, but Suga is keeping up with the tradition of I love it so much, and I'm noticing it in more and more songs more and more I'm listening to BTS, is that I love before he gets his start, there's always that subtle Suga. It's so, I don't know why I like it so much. And again, what I think I was most impressed by in this song, because I know on Love Yourself tier, in the outro, how he kind of has that more singing part, but it has a lot more of effects on it. I know in an interview or in one of their pre-shows before the album came out, he was talking about how he was nervous for that part because he's never really sang before. But then in Seesaw, the song starts off with him more doing singing and not rapping. And this man has a great voice, so I don't know what he was concerned about. Like, when it started, I was like, is this Suga? Or is this someone else singing? Like, what was he concerned about? I don't get what were you concerned about with your vocals, Suga? Because you nailed it. You killed it. Teach me how to do that. But getting back into the song and not just praising Suga, even though he deserves all of it, is the synths again are amazing. His flow in this song is so good. And I really like, there's like this funky bass, but then in the second verse, there's like this guitar that goes into it, and then these like great guitar licks throughout kind of the rest of the song, but also in the bridge. But I just really like how like, those guitar licks in that second verse. Like, it's just so good. And then I also too just really like the vibe of the chorus, because it just feels like, I don't know how to explain it, it's just like that bass, it's just like, it's such a nice, this is a good driving song. Every time this comes on when I'm driving, it just puts you in a good mood. I like that like raspiness in his voice, and then those guitar licks. And then I don't know who's doing the vocals at like that last part, because it sounds like it's more of a female vocal. I know that it might be that girl who he helped with that song that he won that award for. I can't remember any of that information right now, but I'm sure you Big Macs will tell me. But those extra vocals on top of that as well were great. Again, microphone, I'm sorry that I hit you, but I'm talking about Suga right now, so we're gonna move past it. And then the song ends by kind of going back into like how the intro was, and it's just very nicely done. Suga, you killed it. Seesaw, amazing. And then after that it goes Tear, and then we'll go into Epiphany. And this song is so beautiful. I wrote strings as beautiful as gin. That's literally the first note that I wrote in this song. Again, I know that I did a reaction video to this song already, so I'll kind of briefly go over this, but the first note I wrote here was strings as beautiful as gin. I don't even think that actually is possible, but that's how I was feeling in that moment. And his vocals are so good as well. Like Jin, anytime I hear him sing, you can hear the improvement in his voice, and it always is amazing to me. And you can tell how much work he's putting into improving himself. And this Epiphany, oh my God, it is like an epiphany just listening to it, because you're like, what? It is so beautiful, and his harmonies are so well in this song, and I really like how later on they slowly introduce the drums into it as well. And that like bass that's like doom into that part. But as I was saying, the harmonies, I don't know if it is just him harmonizing with himself or if it's other members of BTS. Either way, the harmonies in this song are so fucking good. And then I like how this song is more so of like a subtle buildup. As I was saying, how they like slowly introduce the drums into the song. It's almost like how they did it with like One More Chance by Super Junior with the drums, how they kind of slowly introduce them into that song. It's obviously done a bit differently, but it's kind of, you know. And then I like how they bring it down for the bridge, and then it just makes everything stand out at the end so much more. And the vocals in this fucking last part are so good. And I like how it's like this, and then it picks up even more, because like here's like, oh, okay, they just kind of went back into the regular chorus, but it's BTS, so I should have been expecting this. Like that, it's just so good. And then they bring it back down for the ending, kind of again how like the intro started, and it is just Jin, where has this been? It was just amazing. Epiphany, so fucking good. And then we move on to a song that I am very much impressed by, called I'm Fine. And I love how this song starts off with like the Save Me intro. And I thought that was fucking clever, because it kind of hints at like that fake love video, because they had written on one of the walls in the shot is that thing where it says I'm fine on one side, but then when you turn it upside down it says save me. So it's like in that video they hinted to this song, and this song just is fucking impressive. This is probably one of my favorites, like newer songs as well. This change up is nice, and the vocals in this song are so good. And this is actually one of the first, I think, newer songs that kind of has the entire BTS in it, because I like how in this album, the way that they kind of encompassed everything, every one member kind of has their own song. Like Euphoria is Jungkook, and then Just Dance is J-Hope, Serendipity, Jimin, and then you've got Love, or the Trivia Love, which is RM, and then you've got Singularity, which is V, and then you've got Seesaw, which is Suga, and Epiphany, which is Jin. So I kind of like how they gave everyone their own song in this album as well. I'm Fine, I think it's kind of more so one of the newer songs that has more of the members in it. Obviously, throughout the album, they have their older songs that have all of them in it, but I think out of the new ones, this is kind of the first one that has most of them in this song, or all of them in this song, I should say. What I was most shocked by and impressed by in this song was the chorus, because I was not expecting this kind of a vibe in this song. Like, even just this was so good. So I was expecting the chorus to kind of be along the lines of this, but maybe just like a different chord progression. But it being BTS, just wait. Like, it's just, I was not expecting this more like drum and bass kind of a feel to it in that chorus. I was, again, expecting it to kind of build up into something that was just going to be more so kind of like a fake love, maybe kind of, or chorus. But they fucking killed this part. And then I love this second verse because it just continues with that drum and bass vibe. But then the flows in this second verse, I literally wrote flows equal holy shit. And then the next wrote, this song is amazing, because, and then here we go. Like, oh my God. It's like, I'm sorry. What just happened? Suga is like, he's not human. There's no way. He's on a whole another level than the rest of us. He's better than all of us. And then again, it's just such an unexpected song, but it is fucking amazing. It's almost like a completely different vibe from BTS and like what I've heard before, like this more drum and bass kind of vibe to it. And I also like too, you can kind of more hear it so at the end when everything's kind of like calming down a bit, but there's like this like Vocaloid effect on some of their vocals, like those. where it's like the I'm fine, those like sound very Vocaloid-y. A lot of vocal runs and riffs at kind of closer to the end in this song as well. But this song was so fucking good and unexpected. Oh man, it's so good. I feel like I've just kind of been saying that for a lot of these songs, but it is so true. Like, all these new songs on Answer, I'm amazed at how quickly they gave us all these new songs. And then next up, we're here with Idol, which, oh my god, this fucking song, man. The first thing I wrote down here is because I obviously listened to the song before listening to the album, because they released the video for Idol, which still is amazing and impressive and broke shit ton of records, because BTS fucking deserves that shit and ARMY does not fuck around. I don't know how many times I watched that video, but it was a lot. But literally the first note that I wrote here was fucking banger. And then this is going to be kind of more so the first time that I talk about the lyrics through this album, but it's like I've still been like watching more videos that have the English lyrics so I can know what they're talking about. But I like how in this song they kind of address people trying to like either make fun of them or bring them down for being like an idol stereotype. And this song is just pretty much like they're pretty much just like, what stereotype, we're doing us, we're having a great time, we love the people who love us, we love what we're doing. I don't know what kind of bubble you guys are trying to put us in, but fuck that. Like, that's pretty much kind of what this song is about. And like a lot in the video too, it has a lot of either like symbolisms, and I really like too, because a lot of you guys were telling me that they started to look at more kind of like African dances, and you can kind of see that now, like after people have told me that, you can kind of like pick up on certain things. But I just thought that was really cool how they're like combining two different styles into this song. And it's just BTS knowing how to combine shit together and taking the time to actually learn a new culture and add it into something, which is just another reason to love them. And then again, as I believe I was talking about before, how this song kind of also reminded me of Do 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 by Blackpink, because it has that like, I'm not sure the exact instrument that it is, but it always just reminds me of Gobi's Valley from Banjo-Kazooie. I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted. But whatever that instrument is, I want to know what it is, because I don't know what it is. Maybe it is because I grew up loving Banjo-Kazooie, that sound is just imprinted in my head and always brings up good memories. But I just really love that sound. And then again, they also have like saxophone, the whistles. It's kind of like an incorporation of Man, which is kind of funny how he has the callback to it, because of like the instrumentation of Man has more of those like whistly sounds in it as well. It's like that, Not Today, Do 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 Do, and some of you guys were saying a few other songs too. I can't remember them right now, but I agree with it. It's kind of like they took a lot more of their older sounds and put it in together, which is also kind of fitting for how this song is, because this song is pretty much like, as I was saying, it starts off with that idol type. So it's like they've taken all the stuff that people have probably tried to give them shit for in the past. And even in the video, they've done that too, where V is wearing glasses because in one video, he was saying that someone said that he looked ugly in glasses, so he didn't like wearing them, which whoever the fuck said that, I'm going to beat you up. I don't care if you're like 12. We're fighting. How dare you, first of all, say that V does not look good, because this man can literally wear anything and look great. I don't know. I will fight you. And then too, there's like another one too where people were getting mad at like RM for using the filters on his face or whatever, and he has that in the video. I know that there's a few more things too, but I can't really remember them right now. But it's kind of like how they just like brought up their past with kind of making this song kind of sound like a few different combinations of past songs, and then having these new lyrics on top of it of just being like, we're doing our thing, we're fine with it, we love the people who support us, you're saying that we're in this like stereotype, just fuck off. I don't know, like it's just very cleverly done and is so fucking good. And then Jimin's vocals in the bridge is really the last thing that I need to talk about in this song. That's really all I kind of wrote, because I was just very distracted by dancing and singing along to this song, because by the time I listened to the album, I had already heard Idol like 20 times. So it was already stuck in my head, so I was just very distracted by dancing and singing along. So let's move on to the last song, or the last new song on this album, I should say, Answer Love Yourself. Like, this song just starts off with that beautiful piano and pitched vocals. Starting off with Jimin and then moving into Jungkook. And then the flows again. But I also like too how like the instrumentation kind of has this like ambient vibe in the background as well. Like, besides just the drums and that acoustic guitar, there's like kind of more of an ambient vibe to it. And before we even go further into the song, I should just say to Connor Maynard, because he's the one who I think kind of wrote this song and then sent it to BTS and then they did their thing on top of it. That's amazing. Like, that's impressive by him. So kudos to him for doing that. And then BTS for doing their thing and just kind of like making it their own. So it's just fucking amazing. The chorus is so good. There's a lot of great high notes. Like, oh my God. Like that, it's so good. Like, how do you do that with your voice? It's so good. Again, the synths, the bass, just so much in this song is so good. And then the bridge is like this nice build up into the ending. And I also love how this song just kind of encompasses like their entire journey that they took us through on this Love Yourself trilogy. Like this song is pretty much like we went through a lot of shit, but I need to remember to love myself. It's like no matter what I've gone through, I just need to remember to love myself. And I kind of like how that's like the last kind of newer song on this album. And I believe technically this is like a 2-disc album, or at least that's how iTunes kind of broke it up. So I believe Answer Love Yourself is like the last song on the first part. And again, I was just saying, it kind of just encompasses the entire journey that they went on and took us on through this whole Love Yourself series. And it is amazing. And I just can't wait for what comes next from BTS, because if it's anything like these last 3, Love Yourself, Answer, Her, and Tear, I'm so for it. Like, throughout this entire journey, it's like BTS started getting a lot more deep with their lyrics and a lot more with what they had to say. Like, don't get me wrong, before they had kind of more deeper songs as well, but like this is more personal based. Like from the Love Yourself series trilogy, we kind of got a lot more of a personal side from them. And it's great because it kind of helps everyone else who's going through the same shit, but it's like not a lot of people want to talk about certain things. So having BTS make this whole trilogy on that was great. And I just, thank you, BTS. Thank you. So that is really my review for the whole Love Yourself Answer album. And now I'm just excited because I'm looking at the physical copy right here, and I get to open it now. So again, as I was saying, normally I would make this a separate video. I'm just gonna make this all one because I can't wait. But as I always do, I have to take off the plastic of this, and you guys have seen me in the past and you have made this relation as well. In that video of, I forget exactly what it's called, but where they're playing like fans of themselves, and RM's trying to take off that sticker on the album and ends up ruining it and gets upset. That's kind of how I am with taking off this plastic, is that I don't want to fuck anything up, so I'm trying to be as delicately as possible to do it. But I really also just want to tear into this album, but I can't ruin it because it's BTS and I have a problem. If you ruin this album in any way... Oh, also, I guess... Oh, we did it. I was going to say something, but we'll wait until... It's so shiny. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. As I was going to say, I bought the L version. The reason why I wanted the L version is because I believe that's the photo shoot where it's like part black and white and part color. I just thought that that was really fucking cool. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Look at this. I know it's impossible for you to see. Hold on. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. It's beautiful. It's just so good. Like, I'm always impressed by these. I'm going to try to find the card in it first. Okay, I don't think that's it. That's the notes. And then I'm going to try to do what I always do and like reveal it. Oh, I saw something. I think this is the card. But I've turned it around. Okay, good. The card is around. I can't see what it is. So we'll save that for after. But right now, oh my god, this fucking album. I'm sorry. What is this? What is this like little sleeve here for the album? Look at that fucking coloring. Look at that. I'm always impressed by this, man. Like, obviously these albums are a bit more expensive to get, but you're paying for like not just an album. Like, look at that. There's the other part in the back. Like, you're paying money for this fucking amazingness, and like, I wish artists in America put as much time and effort into making their album look like this, and just, oh my god, all these like subtle things. Like, I wish they took the time into doing that, and then just like, here's our album. Oh, look at them. Look at them. Like, I just don't know why. I just really like the fact that it's like, and then the black and white part is like a bit of a different style, and then the color, I really like it. It's just such like a cool concept to me. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by just going through the pictures. Like, these are the pictures that I saw that made me really want to get it. With like, look at that. It's just so fucking clever. And then you got RM. I'm like a fucking teacher right now reading a picture book to class. V. Like, who the fuck told this man right here that he didn't look good wearing glasses? What the fuck is wrong with you? I feel like I want to try to recreate. Should I try to recreate some of their photo shoots? Let me know if that's something you want to see in the comments down below. I feel like that would be kind of fun to try to do. Not only like the pictures, but I love just looking through the songs, because again, another thing that I love about them is that they put who did what on each song. Like, they give credit where credit is due. Like, on most songs, they don't really go through each song and be like, oh, like, the guitar was done by this person, this was done by that person. It's normally just like kind of an encompassed thing. They're just like, this person did something for this album. You don't know what? We won't tell you what. And then it's like, this producer did something. But here it's like, oh no, this person did this for this song, this person did this for this song, this person helped with it. It's just like, I love it so much. Like, they give people the credit that they deserve. And it's not something that you see like a lot of in music. I'm sorry, I just love looking at like that part, just looking at all the names and everything. Okay, but besides just looking at this, there's the moment of truth of, I'm not going to look, this card here is going to be the fate of who gets added with Jimin and J-Hope. I don't care if it is another Jimin or another J-Hope. I'm just fucking excited to see what this is. I'm going to put this down for a second because I'm going to show you how excited I am for this, because you know how I've put Jimin and J-Hope in frames? I bought another frame, so then this one could go immediately with them. There was no waiting period. It just would go from here to in here with them. So, why do I always get nervous for looking at the card? Okay, here we go. Oh my god. It's flipped over. I have not looked at it yet. Why am I nervous? Why am I nervous? Here we go. I'm gonna look in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's the man himself. I would say the nickname, but I would give it away. I'm gonna turn this around. Dramatic zoom in with the music. It's Mr. Worldwide Handsome himself, Jin. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. With his orange hair. This is kind of like fitting too, because Epiphany is so fucking beautiful and so good. Sorry, I'm opening the frame right now to put him in because I don't want anything happening to my boy Jin. And again, I think he's kind of the one who, like Suga and him, I would say were the ones who impressed me the most on this album. Granted, they all impressed me in some way, shape, or form, but just with like them improving and just, it's so good. J-Hope and Suga were the ones who impressed me the most, so I guess it's fitting that I got one of them. So here's your new home. I'll be talking to you a lot, and I'm sure that Jimin and J-Hope would be happy with me just not talking to them and you being added with them. If you have a problem with that, I apologize. But welcome. And there he is, in his new home. And there he is, in his new home, with his two buddies. I'm just realizing something now as I just put that there. Mostly, like, people, when they move into an apartment, they have, like, pictures of their family or, like, their kids. I have framed pictures of BTS. Is there a problem with that? No. I feel like if most people could, they would replace pictures of their family with pictures of BTS. So I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm just excited to, again, look more deeper into this. And I just love how much work they put into not only the music side of an album, but also the physical side of the album itself. Like, it's just so much attention to detail and so much work that goes into all of it and making everything happen that I just am always amazed by it. But there you have it, Big Macs. That was me not only reviewing Love Yourself Answer, but unboxing the physical copy of version L, and I am just loving everything that just happened throughout this entire video. We've now got another member. I'm actually impressed that with the 3 albums that I've bought, I haven't gotten the same member twice. Those are some pretty good odds. But now I feel like there's just 4 faces missing from this collection. So I don't know if I should go back and like buy the other copies to try to get the rest of them, or I should just wait for the new album to try. I don't know. There's a lot of questions that I have with BTS that I need to figure out what to do with myself with. If you Big Macs did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you guys click that thumbs up button down below. And if you guys are not subscribed, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button down below as well. I put out new videos 3 times a week, sometimes 4 or 5. So make sure you subscribe by clicking that button down there. And you can also click on that bell, and that notifies you when I upload a new video. As well, if you wanted to support what I'm doing here, I do have Patreon and I do have merch, as well as I just opened up a PayPal. So if you just wanted to support me directly without having to go through a bunch of different websites, you can do so as well. All of those links will be in the description down below. But as always, Big Macs, please make sure to take care of yourself first. And as well, too, I guess to kind of finish off the rest of the album, after Answer Love Yourself, it goes Magic Shop, Best of Me, Airplane Part 2, Go Go, Ampan Man, Mic Drop. And then it has 3 remixes. The DNA by Pedal to LA was probably the only song on this album that I was just kind of like, about. It's just the mix of it. Like, it wasn't bad, but it also, I don't know, it was just kind of okay with me. Then, obviously, Fake Love, the Rockin' Vibe mix is so fucking good. And then they put in the Mic Drop, the Steve Aoki remix, but the one that they kind of made the video for, but the extended version of that, which I like a lot more than the one with Designer on it, because how fucking can you get rid of J-Hope at the beginning of that song? Like, I thought when it was just going to be Designer, they would have him kind of do his thing and then have the rest of the members doing their parts, but they got rid of, you can't get rid of J-Hope for Designer. I'm sorry, you just can't do that. So I'm glad that they put that version on this album as well, and the full version of it as well. And then you have Idol that is featuring Nicki Minaj, and she kills her verse in it. It is very great, and my favorite line is the like Gucci, but I don't shop there. I just thought that was funny. She killed it. Good job. That encompasses everything that was on the album. But getting back to the end of this video, and as always, Big Macs, today's biggest Mac is going to go to a name that I will definitely be saying incorrectly. Is that Boyviana? Anna? I'm going to call you Anna, and we're just going to move on with life. So Anna over here on Instagram just recently gave me a follow. It spam liked a lot of my pictures. So seriously, thank you so much for all that love over on Instagram. You are today's biggest Mac. I know I butchered your name, and I apologize for that. So Big Macs, make sure you go over onto their Instagram. Make sure that you give them all the love and support that they have been giving me. Just like and follow them and just give them all the love and make up for me just butchering their name. But yes, once again, Anna, I so apologize for butchering your name. But once again, you are today's biggest Mac. But anyway, Big Macs, I need to go listen to Love Yourself Answer again. I will also say, when I listened to the album, I didn't just go to the songs that I didn't know. I listened to the entire, I think this was like an hour and 45 minutes. I listened to the entire thing because I was like, you know, I could just listen to the new songs that I'm going to do a review for. But then I was like, it's not happening. It's BTS. I'm listening to this entire thing. So that's what I did. And I kind of feel like I need to do that now because it's just all stuck in my head. So I think I know what I'm doing for the next hour and a half. But anyway, Big Macs, once again, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.